Did you know there's an airport in New York City that offers cheap fares, no crowds, and an airport so small you can walk from curb to gate in under 10 minutes? Sounds too good to be true, right? Well, this is Westchester Airport, New York's best kept travel secret, but is it actually worth flying out of? Today, we're going to find out. If you've ever flown out of New York City, then you already know the pain. JFK, LaGuardia, Newark, 3 massive airports that feel like they were engineered specifically to test human patience. But what if there was another option? There's a tiny airport tucked into the suburbs of the New York City metro area, one that promises cheap fares, quick check-ins, and almost zero chaos. Today, we're taking a deep dive into Westchester County Airport, also known as HPN, to see if this secret airport is actually a better choice, or if it only sounds great until you actually fly from it. So what makes Westchester Airport so appealing? Let's start with the good stuff, because honestly, there's a lot of it. First of all, there's convenience. If you live in Westchester or Putnam County or parts of Southern Connecticut or even Manhattan, Upper Manhattan, Westchester can cut your travel time dramatically. No bumper-to-bumper traffic on Grand Central, no battling your way through Midtown. You just pull up, you park, and you walk in. Remember, you also have to factor getting to the airport via rideshare. Ubers from Westchester County to the big 3 airports can range from anywhere from $100 upwards to $250. The Uber rides to Westchester County Airport are a fraction of that price, about $40 to $50 if you live in Putnam or Westchester or Southern Connecticut. And your travel time is cut by more than half. And that's a big thing. If you know, you know. If you live in Northern Manhattan, hop on the Metro North to White Plains Station and have an Uber drive you from the station to the airport, and the cost is fairly similar. Not bad at all. And then, of course, there's the surprisingly cheap flights. Between carriers like JetBlue, Breeze, and Bermuda Air and other budget operators, Westchester County offers competitive rates, especially for those quick trips to the Caribbean, Carolinas, Florida, and Bermuda. I recently took a Breeze first class from Westchester County to Charleston, South Carolina, and was pleasantly surprised by how easy it all was. And I saved myself about $350 in Uber fees and discounts flying Breeze versus if I'd bought Delta's first class from LaGuardia. It's also brilliant for quick getaways. One of the best parts is how easy it is to hop on a plane and be sitting on a beach in just a few hours. This cannot be understated, especially if you are in the counties, Putnam, Westchester, or even Southern Connecticut. You know it can take an hour and a half to 2 hours just to get to the airport. And then you got to add on all that airport time. You know, they be 3 hours in advance, be 2 hours in advance, and then you have to add the flight time. Here, it's all of it is cut in half, and it feels so much quicker, so less stressful, and way more convenient. It's the perfect kind of plug and play travel. And last but not least, Westchester is tiny. And that's actually its superpower. Security lines are relatively short. The layout is simple, and because it's so compact, you can go from your car or your Uber to the gate in minutes. It almost feels like cheating compared to the big 3 airports where you know it's an entire journey. At Westchester, there's an upstairs observation deck, lounge, and a row of work cubicles that you can use if you want like a lounge-like experience, or you need to get some work done before your flight, and that's kind of convenient too. But just know that the lounge is before you go through security. So yeah, on paper, sounds perfect, right? But hang on, because at Westchester Airport, there's a flip side that you need to also know. Here's the drawbacks you need to know, and this is where things get real. Westchester County Airport is not a magic bullet, and for some travelers, it might actually make your trip worse. Let's go back to that being a small airport. It's already over capacity. And this is frankly one of the biggest issues. Westchester County Airport was not designed for traffic that it's getting today. In fact, they're actually going through the process of remodeling and expanding. And because it's overcapacity, that means more frequent delays, overcrowded waiting areas, and flights that bottleneck on the runway. And that convenience only matters if the flight actually leaves on time, and that's where the big asterisk is. I was here one time in early March, and there were a lot of delays because of fog. And when you have those flights stack up, the rooms, they get super crowded, and it was not pleasant. And when you have multiple flights, the waiting areas get crowded fast, but also you don't know how long you're going to be waiting. And because you're out in the middle of Westchester Airport with no other options, that can create some anxiety. You know, that gamble of convenience certainly turned into, oh my God, this might cost me an extra day of travel, having to rebook a flight and fly out of Newark or LaGuardia, and suddenly that convenience has become expensive. So that's something to really think about. Number 2 is the limited access to food and the fact that there are no private lounges. If you like relaxing in a lounge before your flight, sorry, there's not a private one. Like I mentioned, there's that observation deck, but it's open to anyone and it's before security. And there's also little work cubicles, and that also is open to anyone. So you might get a family that's really loud, or you might get someone who's playing their phone out loud, or you might get someone who's having a conversation that everybody needs to hear. You know, and so that little refuge can quickly turn into just another part of the airport, loud and abrasive. You know, if lounges are part of your pre-flight ritual, then you're going to have to adjust. I love my lounges, so that was a little sad every time I fly out, but honestly, knowing that my flight was taking off and all the time I'd be saving made up for it. The food options are also basic and limited. There's a diner-style restaurant and a bar on the second floor, along with a snack station that you'll see at the very front entrance of the airport, and then there's a second larger snack station inside the waiting area once you pass security. Now, expect all of it to be expensive. You know the routine, airport prices. Bacon, eggs, and toast normally cost $7 a plate. It's going to cost $14 at the airport. Just expect that. My advice is to buy your snacks beforehand and then, of course, bring them with you so that you save a pretty penny. Probably one of the worst conveniences is the slow baggage and slow ride shares on the way back. Despite being small, luggage can take a surprisingly long time to come out. Again, especially if you have bottleneck of flights. There's only one carousel, and so it's first flight, first serve. And I learned this the hard way. We were flight number 3 that arrived with 2 others at around the same time, and I spent about an hour and a half just waiting for my luggage to come on that darn carousel. The workaround to all of this is obviously bring your own carry-on pack light so that you don't have to experience that very specific form of hell. Ride shares are also not abundant. It's not Newark, it's not LaGuardia, so you're gonna have to wait. And you're probably gonna wait longer than you'd expect. Even during busy times, you think, oh, there's gonna be plenty of Ubers. No. And that's what I hated the most. You're gonna have to wait somewhere between 20 and 45 minutes for an Uber, and don't game the system. Don't think, oh, because I'm waiting for my luggage, I'll order it now and eat up all that time so that I'll just get my luggage and be right out. No, because what will happen is your luggage will take longer than you expect, and the Uber will be faster than you were hoping for. Then you'll be caught up. You'll be caught in the game. Last is that connections can be a disaster. Westchester County Airport is great for those point-to-point trips, but if you need a connecting flight, yikes. You will be adding hours to your journey, and the cost can jump fast. I learned this the hard way. I got a sweet ticket deal on Delta from Westchester County to Las Vegas through Delta's hub in Detroit. There was a 4-hour layover once I arrived in Detroit, and the reason I learned was because they knew that there would probably be delays between Westchester and Detroit, and there were. I was waiting for like hours before our flight took off. I did make my Detroit-Las Vegas connection, no problem. But when you realize that with connections, you'll essentially be spending the whole day flying because of those layover times that they need to account for possible delays. You suddenly realize that it doesn't add up. It's not convenient at all. So it's fine. Westchester County Airport is fine for quick shots to Florida, to the Carolinas, to Bermuda. But if you're using connections to go to Europe or the West Coast or Asia, don't do it. You're better off going through LaGuardia, Newark, or JFK. Westchester County is not going to be the move for you. So who is the ideal traveler flying out of Westchester County Airport? Who benefits the most? If you live in northern Manhattan, if you obviously live in Westchester County, Putnam County, southern Connecticut, if you're flying directly to your destination, if you value convenience over all those bells and whistles like luxury lounges, if you like skipping the chaos at JFK and LaGuardia and Newark, and if you have a short trip, 3 or 4 days, quick getaway style, then Westchester County Airport is going to be an ideal option for you. If you are a traveler that has a tight or important connection, you like lounges, you like food options and choices, you need workspace conference areas, or you're traveling during a holiday or peak summer weekend, or you're checking in a lot of baggage and you need them quickly on arrival, then you're going to probably want to skip Westchester Airport. You're going to want to do one of the big three because they're going to be in a better place to handle those needs. So otherwise, that's who would be ideal and that's who's not going to be ideal. My final verdict, Westchester Airport really does feel too good to be true. And for a certain kind of traveler, it's also a game changer. So if you want stress-free travel, direct flights to quick shot places, quick getaways, it's really hard to beat, especially when you realize you can snag some pretty cheap tickets. But like any secret, there's also catches. You know, Westchester gives you the convenience, but only if your trip lines up perfectly and for what that airport was actually built for. There's delays, forget about it. If your flight gets canceled, that gamble can easily become a burden. So is it worth it? I think it is if you know specific places to go. Like I loved the Breeze connection from here to Charleston. Folks have also told me the Bermuda Air connections from Westchester to Bermuda are really, really convenient, much better than going through JFK. So you got to know which flights are like the superstars, and catching those flights is really the way to go. You know, I really hope this helps. If you have any comments or any pros or cons or any tips or tricks about Westchester County, drop them in the comments. Thank you.